time. The streets came hard. The streets came hard when Meg Thee Stallion came out, man. It was like Meg Thee Stallion came out. Cardi B, I feel like she watered, she warmed everybody up. Like, okay, here I am, Cardi B, blase, blase. This is the introduction to the streets, right? Cardi B comes out as the introduction to the streets. See how the public takes it, right? Like, okay, boom, boom, public is opening up. I'm like, okay, the streets is not too bad. Streets is not too bad. Then Meg Thee Stallion, the City Girls, come on, they give you another dose of the streets. Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos, and welcome to another episode of He Rants. I am your host, Felix Long Trousers. Man, check this out, man. This is the first time on He Rants. I want to let you know I'm just a random guy. I like to talk about random stuff that interests me, and I just feel like I need to inform you guys about it. If that sounds sexy or attractive to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as with the post notifications. That way, you'll always be one of the first to hear the voice. And at the same time, leave a like, because I'm so damn insecure. And those likes definitely let me know I'm doing a stand-up job. Same time, gotta buy the merch. Mofo. Men offering females orgasms because we're so humble. Link in the description box below. Well, actually, email in the description box below. But let's not waste no more time. No more time? See, I can't even speak well because it's like hot as hell in. Now that I've gotten older, I realized why fathers is really serious about the thermostat, right? Because, like, for some reason, I don't know, something about women, son. They just love heat. They just love the heat, son, for some reason. That's why they also be in the shower, be blowing down the hot water and everything, right? So it almost solidifies my theory, right? That a lot of women are really spawns of the devil, right? And by them being spawns, I mean, and those are pretty much the reasons why I don't feel like women deserve equal rights as men. But let's not waste some more time, and let's get into the first story. We got to talk about this guy by the name of Patrick Grabber, right? You guys don't know who the hell Patrick Grabber is. I'm not expecting you guys to anyways, right? It's not a big deal if you don't. Because I didn't even know who he was until earlier this morning. So the reason I'm talking about this guy, Patrick Grabber, who happens to be a Swiss bodybuilder, right? It's interesting. So pretty much what happened is, you guys know about the late great Kobe Bryant, right? God rest his soul and everything. One of the greatest basketball players that ever lived, at least in the modern era, right? This guy, Patrick Grabber, pretty much really must have liked Kobe Bryant, right? Not in a sexual way, of course, but probably doesn't like his name being defiled. The reason I'm speaking on this, I'm saying, you guys know in 2003, the whole situation that happened to Kobe Bryant, there were some allegations for the R word, right? A young lady came out and said that this guy, Kobe Bryant, forced himself upon her and everything, right? I don't know if you want to believe that. It's your own opinion if you want to believe that. I honestly don't believe that, right? Hey, but listen, at the end of the day, don't take my opinion as anything because I'm a misogynist, all right? So let's just continue on. But the reason why he's in this picture, right, is because he caught wind of this as most of everybody else did too, because it was basically on the news. So it was on the news, so I don't know why I said it like that, like it was some like a secret underground thing. But okay, so he got the information, right, and he took it upon himself, like, listen, this woman needs to be silenced. And listen, I think this guy Patrick Grabber had a strong idea right there. See, for those of you guys who've been watching a few of my videos, I always say certain situations, like especially when it comes to child support, when the guy has to pay outlandish numbers, right, then I usually say that guy needs to hire an assassin, right? Yeah, you guys heard me say it countless times. They need to hire an assassin and put that woman out of her misery. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they should, but also it's hard because I kind of feel like they should. Long story short, Patrick Grabber sent a letter to Kobe Bryant's people. I don't know how he got the email. I mean, how he got their, mailing address. Maybe it's a P.O. box or something like that. I don't know. Maybe Kobe Bryant has his own job. Maybe his manager's holding their own Kobe Bryant website and stuff. And maybe that's how they send all fan letters and all that stuff, right? But it pretty much came to him, and he pretty much gave Kobe Bryant an offer saying that, listen, man, I can take this woman off your hands. I can pretty much tell her to stop, and if she refuses to stop coming at you with these R-word allegations, right, I can make her disappear. Those are his words. I can make her disappear with no evidence. Not all heroes wear capes. I know a lot of people is probably looking at me with disgust, like, how dare you do that, right? Why would you do that? This is a life we're talking about. Hey, she's alive, right? Clearly it didn't happen, right? Because pretty much what happened was the moment the letter came in, Kobe Bryant's bodyguards took it upon themselves to report to the police, to the police department and everything, and then they found the guy and they got him. He pretty much got arrested and stuff like that. Come to find out, he actually has ties to the Russian mafia, and he's pretty much has a visa that's been expired for the last 2 years, right? And here's the thing: when I heard that he had ties to the Russian mafia, I was kind of like, this guy is legit. I don't know, Kobe. I don't know. This could have been clean. I feel like the mafia, it don't matter if it's the Russian mafia, the Mexican mafia, the Italian mafia, the gold standards, the Italian mafia, the Yakuza, the Japanese mafia, that is. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what type of... Is there an African mafia? That'd be wild. African mafia. There probably is. I just haven't heard of it. Probably doing something different. I don't know. But yeah, son, so pretty much, I feel like they would have done this. He would have done it so smooth, so clean. Nobody would have heard a peep. It would have been gone. It would have been over with, right, son? And then, boom, allegations gone. Oh, what happened? Oh, she had an accident. Right? Okay. All right. Maybe I'm an a-hole, right? Because I'm just over here talking about the murder of this girl and stuff, right? And if she had really gotten murdered, I'd feel bad. But at the same time, if it came out that she was lying, I'd be like, oh, see, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, which is a disappearance, right? And usually, and listen, I'm sorry, this is the last thing, I'll move on to the next story. When people say I can make them disappear, I always be wondering, like, damn, it's some Houdini stuff. Like, I'm talking about, like, when you say disappear, like, it's like so ambiguous. You just like, disappear, like, how? So, so vague, like hit by a car? You know what I'm saying? We talking about drowning? Because, sometimes the mafia, the mafia be creative with this stuff, bro. They'll tie a brick to your legs and then throw you off the, off a bridge to the water and just make you sink down. And, oh, that's a terrible way to die, son. Or freaking put you in the trunk of a car and light the car on fire and then boom. You know what I'm saying? It's some creative, scary, sadistic ways these guys, man. If that guy got in a hold of her, I said, oh my goodness. We got to talk about Nicki Minaj and her husband, Kenneth Petty, right? Kenneth Petty. Nicki Minaj, you guys know, has been going out with this guy, married to Kenneth Petty now for, I don't know how long now. Has it been a year, 2 years? You know how time flies by? Freaking ridiculous, right? You see somebody, they have a baby, and then 3 years later, it'll be 3 years later, and then that kid is going off to college and stuff, and you're just like, what the hell happened in 3? How did your child evolve like that? Is your child a Pokemon? There's no way your child just evolved like that to going to college. How does that even make sense? You're 26. How's your kid? It's just time just be flying and stuff, so I'll just be really confused and stuff. But Kenneth Petty and her, they've been married for I don't know how long, son. You guys can look it up. I'm not gonna look it up. I don't care enough. All right, it's Nicki Minaj. She's not relevant anymore. Would I boink? Yes, I still boink. What does that have to do with the story? Nothing at all. But like I said, I have found different ways to objectify women, right? Because apparently women can objectify themselves. Men objectify women. So I always try to find ways to objectify women just to strengthen my views of being a misogynist. All right, let's carry on. So Kenneth Petty, man, being the fact that he is a registered sex offender. You guys know about the whole story that happened back in the day when he was, I think he messed with a 16-year-old and tried to force himself upon a 16-year-old allegedly, right? The reason why I say allegedly, even though he got convicted for it, doesn't mean the girl could have been lying. Do I think the girl was lying? I don't know. I really don't know. He might have really done that, John. I don't know what type of guy this guy is. When you look at him, he streams street variation. Variation is not the word to use for that, but he screams streets problem. Not to be confused with the streets. The streets being a whole lot of promiscuous women doing thought-like behavior and also becoming single mothers in the future, and then blaming everybody else for the reason why they become single mothers, and then not only becoming single mothers, then putting that child with their mother, and then they go out and start doing street-like behaviors again, then getting pregnant once again with a different guy, and then the cycle goes on. This is a really misogynistic episode. I'm telling you. And I don't usually come this hard on women like this. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on with me. Let's go. We gotta hit Kenneth Petty. We gotta hit Kenneth Petty, son. He's a man. So we gotta take away from the misogynist and start going to what do they call it if you hate men? What is that? Is that this life? It seems like everybody hates men, to be honest with you. But he was a registered sex offender in New York, right? And then since marrying Nicki Minaj, they moved to California, obviously for good weather and stuff like that. Because trust me, when I went there for the honeymoon with my girl, my wife, It was freaking great, man. I came back here to DC, man. The moment I came out the airplane, I pulled out the airport, man, the weather hit my face, and I was like, I hate this place, right? Like, I'm telling you, the weather is something serious. But moved over there, and then when he moved over there, he just decided not to register as a sex offender. This is a big deal. This is a very, very big deal, because you're not allowing the neighbors to know that you out here touching people and doing weird stuff sexually with your penis, right? You gotta alert people in the area about your dastardly deeds. You know what I'm saying? It's that walking sign on your forehead of embarrassment that you made a very, very bad decision back in the day, right? Just be it that you may have touched a child, being that you may have tried to molest somebody, the R word somebody, you know, different things. Peeing in a public playground. I saw that in some movie. They said something about if you pee in a public playground, you'll be a registered sex offender. That sucks. That sucks. Even if it's night and no kids around. That's crazy. But it's your fault, though. Why are you peeing in the playground? There got to be a tree somewhere else, further away from the playground. I mean, I don't know. So he just came out and pled guilty, man. He pled guilty. And now he's facing up to 10 years in prison. Oh, my goodness. The moment I heard that, all I heard was the sound of lube getting squeezed out of a bottle, son. I'm talking about anal penetration. That's all that popped in my head. I was just like, yep, it takes seconds to be R-word out here, man. Seconds. Literally seconds, man. Granted, even though I hear the lube, I don't think they use lube. I think lube takes too much time when you're pinning them down, right? You're pinning the guy down and then spreading his cheeks. Sometimes it's a multi-man job. And most likely, you know, the guy's probably gonna be putting up a fight. The fight can only go so long, right? Now you're gonna get beat up, and not just get beat up in the face, but beat up in the tuchus. Yeah, man, those guys, who knows? And just off the mere fact that they had to fight you, they're probably really, really angry now. So it's now an aggressive R word. They might take turns going around with you. Prison is not for the faint of heart. I tell you that. It is what it is, though, right? Because don't put yourself in situations that you don't want to be put in. That didn't make sense. I felt like that made sense when I said it. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. It didn't make sense, though, but it's definitely something, though, right? And I'm wondering if he really was not trying to tell anybody about it, or what. I don't know. All jokes aside, man. At this point, granted, you know, not everybody knows about everybody, but I feel like if you pay attention to life just a little bit, at least you would know that Kenneth Petty is a registered sex offender. At least I would think, you know. I think this was news already. I think this was really big news. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not that everybody knew. So it's like, I mean, I get it. It's the law, though. You still got to register, even though everybody knows. It's kind of like R. Kelly going out like, oh, R. Kelly's a register. He has to register in, like, say he moves to California. He has to register as a sex offender. Like, does he really have to? Like, we all know. It's not a surprise. Like, oh, R. Kelly, he was touching, you know, little girls' booty holes. Like, everybody knows, right? You know what I'm saying? All right, this is the law, though. It's the law. We gotta talk about one of my favorite street gladiators, Meg Thee Stallion. You guys know I've talked about Meg Thee Stallion 10,000 times. It's because it's just so great talking about her. So she just gives me so much news. And you know, a lot of people probably say, oh, well, you have to show her respect because she's the reason why you're even doing videos or something like that. Because you're showing, because you know how people be saying, like, oh, you can't keep your name out their mouth. No, you can't keep their name out your mouth and everything. That's the reason why you're even relevant, because you keep talking about them, right? Here's the problem. I'm not relevant. I'm not relevant at all. That's the thing. And I talk about them just because it's like you keep giving me something to talk about. I mean, it's pretty much stuff like that, you know? But like that, once again, it doesn't matter what I say. I'm a misogynist, bigot, racist, all right? So I'm the trifecta out here, man. So, I mean, what I say is not Bible, right? But besides the point, I'm talking about her because she recently got interviewed by a London woman. What's her name? She got interviewed by Julie Andanuga. I don't know if people in the UK know who she is. Maybe she's a big time radio host or something like that. I'm not sure. But Julie Andanuga interviewed her, right? Because she apparently has a few shows, a string of shows, in fact, in the UK that she's going to be performing for, right? And that's pretty huge, man. Meg Thee Stallion is out here making money. I got to respect her grind, regardless if she's, you know, full of controversy and stuff like that and highly emotional. You got to respect her grind. She's definitely doing her thing. She's definitely making a name for herself, right? And she pretty much wanted to talk about, you know, of course, telling everybody in the UK that, yo, it's about to be big, these performances are about to be live and all that stuff, and highly sexualized, right? She didn't say that last part, but I added that because I know that's what's going to be, right? And it's funny that I bring that up is because the main reason this interview was even talked about as much is because she wants to combat a lot of criticism that she's receiving from a lot of men, right? A lot of men have been coming around saying that her music is overly sexual, right? Overly sexual, right? And all she talks about is her vajayjay. And listen, in her defense, I don't know what I was going to defend her on. I was trying my hardest not to come out with something that was like bad, but I can't really defend her on. Her music is very sexualized, right? Do I watch the video strictly for the sexual nature of it? Yes, that's the reason I watch her videos, not because of her lyrics. I'm not singing Meg Thee Stallion. I'm coming here to see how different the way that she twerks in this video is going to be different from the other times that she twerked in the videos, right? Because it's very adventurous, the different tactics to use to twerk, right? The leg up twerk, you know what I'm saying? The chair twerks, you know what I'm saying? The freaking coming down the pole twerks, the lasso twerk, you know what I'm saying? Hanging on the edge of a bench twerk. There's lots of twerks out here, son. And I'm all here for it, right? I'm over here trying to look at the creativity of different ways to twerk. And Meg Thee Stallion, she's one of the queen pins when it comes to the creativity of it, right? But here's the thing. So she's saying, like, listen, man, all these guys are just seeing me as a threat. I guess, right? They're seeing me as a threat, and they can't take the fact that a woman is coming out here and blah. Oh my goodness. Can we stop this? Everybody's saying that dudes are scared of these joints. Like, bro, why are you out? No. Your time will come, Slim. Your time will come. You're going to start aging, and the sexual stuff, it's not going to be hitting as hard. It's just not. After a while, you're going to start aging. I'm telling you, it's not going to hit as hard. Look at Lil' Kim. She was all for the sexual stuff. And even she wasn't as sexual as you. Like, you was just like, at least the way she put it on, Lil' Kim was kind of like, Lil' Kim was pretty going. She was going hard. Remember that? I don't know if you guys remember that story that back in the day that she allegedly she threw up like semen on the stage and stuff. And that's crazy. If that's true, I don't know if that's true, but that's wild. That's wild. I don't know anybody can top that. Can anybody top that? I don't know anybody can top that. And then Trina's out here being extra sexual. You know, and all those girls, they all fall off. Nicki Minaj lasted the longest. That's because she's not only just sexual. She put a whole lot of stuff. She was out here hitting the pop music and stuff like that. She wasn't always talking about, you know, both. She was calling about people like her sons and stuff like that. I mean, Nicki Minaj was definitely doing her thing, but son, like, this woman is all about sex. Meg Thee Stallion is the sex. And yes, sex sells. Like I said, I mainly focus on Meg Thee Stallion, just all the strength that she does gyrate pretty nice. And, you know, sometimes when I listen to her music, I somewhat get a mini boner. Not a full-fledged rock arm, but it jumps a little bit. You know, it jumps. What was that? You know what I'm saying? It jumps a little bit. You feel me? But Nicki, I was about to say Nicki Minaj, but Meg Thee Stallion, man. So she was just going out there combating blah and telling everybody like they'll see how big I'm going. Oh my God, she's just. Hey, listen, man. I wish Meg Thee Stallion the best, man. I wish them all the best, man. It seems like at this point now, a lot of the female rappers have become the city girls, right? Or they all become Meg Thee Stallion. I don't know whichever one came first. It seemed like they came at the same time. The streets came hard. When Meg Thee Stallions came out, man. It was like Meg Thee Stallion came out. You know, Cardi B, I feel like she watered. You know, she warmed everybody up. Like, okay, here I am, Cardi B, blase. This is the introduction to the streets, right? You know, Cardi B comes out as the introduction to the streets. See how the public takes it, right? Like, okay, boom, public is opening up. I'm like, okay, the streets is not too bad. Then Meg Thee Stallion, the city girls, come on, they give you another dose of the streets, right? And before you know it, the street starts building up. The women are going to keep coming. These women artists are going to keep coming, still talking about different ways how their vagina is freaking amazing and stuff. And like I said, I'm here for it, man. I'm all here for it. Tell me how great your vagina is, man. I definitely want to know. Do tell, son. Do tell. But I just wonder, how long is it going to last? How long is the vagina going to last? Eventually, vaginas age, right? People talk about men having saggy balls when they age. I've seen saggy vagina lips. Yep. Yep. Some girls in their late 20s have saggy vagina lips just off the strength that it has been ran through tremendously. I'm talking about like a freaking tunnel, son. I'm talking about a daily driven tunnel, son, that you have to pay a toll before you go through the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff, man. A lot of y'all that pay the toll before you get into the tunnel thing, that went over your head. Some individuals are part of the streets usually require a toll to get their services, if you understand what I mean. I'm gonna let that sink in if you guys understand what I mean by that. But yeah, man, so I mean it is what it is. I don't really think a lot of people are scared of her. She's saying that, you know, she feels like a lot of rappers or a lot of males are thinking that she's taking money out of their pocket. Maybe she is, right? Well, let's see how long. Well, like I said, I still wish the best for her. I still don't like this thing that she did with Tory Lanez and stuff, the whole journey. Like, let's be honest, she lied at this point, right? Let's be honest, she lied. She didn't get shot by. All right, remember I said that, right? My hunches are usually correct, so she didn't get shot by, right? But that's all the news I got for today, man. If you stay this long, I appreciate you. I love you, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as with the post notifications. That way you'll be one of the first to hear the voice. Same time, leave a like, because I'm so insecure, and those likes definitely let me know I'm doing a stand-up job. Same time, gotta buy the merch. Mofo, men offering females orgasms because I'm so humble. Email me, description box below. But let's not waste no more. Okay, I was about to start the video right over again, man. That's all I gotta say. Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos. And I'm out.